Oh shit, my mic is muted, okay. Hello boys, it's kinda crazy of what's been going on lately. I've finally gotten back onto Black Ops 3. You know, it's going pretty good, for once. But anyway, this isn't why I started this conversation. What the hell did... what? Okay. So now, let's just get this done with. Man... Okay, so let's start off with the first part. I have been working on another channel, Surf Fringe a lot. I have posted a few videos on it, they're low quality. But I also plan on editing them, unlike this channel, because I can't physically edit this channel at all. So, like, I'm stuck between something, because I cannot just post, like, I can keep two channels, but then that would, like, ruin a lot of things. But if I kept them all in one channel, it would make life easier. But this channel, I've worked pretty hard, and it's pretty old. It would be difficult if I just got rid of this one. But yeah. So it's difficult choosing. It's like choosing your favorite child. And I don't know which to do. It's difficult. Like, I need some advice, you know? Like, it's an infinite void that I don't... I cannot talk today, but, I would really like to talk about Black Ops 3, you know? Like, it's my favorite zombies game of all time. No doubt about it. It's just that... Okay, here, let me show you my favorite map. Now, a lot of people would say, oh, it's overrated. It's a good map. Grodd Crovey. It's the perfect map for me, anyway. Dragons, zombies, and all this other stuff. It's a large area, one of the hardest Easter eggs and the hardest maps of all time, which makes it more fun. But as you can see on the right side, it says, online players, 0% in playlist category. So therefore, no one is playing Grodd Crovey. And it's pretty hard doing the Easter egg because, you know, Waterwolf Gamer TV, he actually helped me out do doing the Dreisendrack Easter egg. I would really love doing Easter egg with him, you know, but, you know, we're just not in the same vibe right now. Like, I would really love to make more videos with that man, but sometimes life doesn't happen, or stuff don't happen when you want it to. And I'm okay with him not playing. Like, I'm not gonna yell at him for centuries. He is okay. I simply don't care if he does or not. But it just makes stuff a lot easier. You know? Then, like, I tried playing Black Ops 2 the other day. Don't get me started on that game. It's just... I kinda just give up on it, you know? I mean, I can play the zombies nonetheless, but all the free zombies maps are ass. I haven't paid money into the actual maps yet. And it's just been going downhill. Like, especially in multiplayer. Multiplayer is just purely annoying. it's a shame that, like, Grodd, Crovy, and Setsubo, like, no one even cares about them. They're all about Rise and Drag and all that other non-good stuff. Like, I love Rise and Drag, but it's just too overplayed. And once you play it enough, and you know enough of it, it gets boring. So that's why I really like Grodd Crovy, because it's more of a mystery, you know. And it takes a lot of time to get used to everything, which I like about it. It's next to the perfect thing ever. It's just so hard, you know. Like, I wasn't necessarily prepared to make this video, but I just had to. Black Ops community is going downwards, in a downward spiral. No one's playing it, they're probably playing Warzone. And Modern Warfare 3 Zombies is most definitely going to be trash. Cold War was very good while it lasted. I mean, it was a bit easy, if I'm gonna be honest. But once again, I run into the same problem as I do in Black Ops 3, Black Ops 2, Black Ops 1, and Black Ops 4. That when I try to do the Easter egg, there's always this stupid person that I hate, and he doesn't do anything but just spin box and not buy singular door. Oh my lord, I cannot just name anything more annoying than that. Like, there's some times where I buy through all of the doors and I end up being broke. Like, dirt poor. Then that's my reason for dying. They don't even necessarily thank me for it. They just spin box. They don't even care about the next door. It's so sad about the zombies community. Like, Black Ops 2, the starting was trash because, like, you know, you'd had a lot of expectations. Like, with Black Ops 1, you had Call of the Dead, 5, and all those other maps, Ascension as well. Those were all pretty good. Like, they were one of the top few maps that I loved. Then, you know, Black Ops 2 rolled around. There's only, like, 3 maps that I necessarily liked. I did not even get to play them because, like I said earlier, I did not buy a singular map on Black Ops 2 yet. Because I've been saving up money for something. And, those 3 maps I've only watched gameplay of. It's Buried, Mob, and Origins. I have played Origins due to it being here. But Origins wasn't necessarily good. Same excuse for, Horizon Track. You get used to it so fast. And since there's too much wonder, like the stats, those are very cool and very powerful. Those things are awesome. But, like, you just get too used to it easily, and plus it's too easy. Especially when you get the staffs. Like, there's a few maps with that. There's Rev, Horizon Drag, Origins, basically all of the Super Wonder Weapon maps. Like Kino, Ascension, and Shino they're all pretty good because they have equal, like, not that much wonder weapons, and they're pretty good. Man, I miss the Zomboys. I remember doing the Rev Easter egg with my boys. And now we haven't played together in a whole minute. It's been pretty difficult, you know. Like, I remember, oh, we're gonna do the Setsubo no Shima Easter egg. We got so close, we were like one step away, and that was like getting into the elevator, then the boss fight. but we didn't get to do it because we died accidentally. It was... Then after that, I slowly tore away from zombies, which was one of the biggest mistakes of my life. I can never make more of a mistake than that. Like, I remember this one time, me and my friend JD, Julian Diaz, whoever, he also has his own YouTube channel. We were high rounding in Rev, you know, it's always fun high rounding. But like, we stayed up till like a point at 4 a.m. But I had a vacation that day. I don't even know what round we got to, but I will see. Okay, I'm stupid. I haven't played this game in like a hot minute. I'm stupid. Okay, where is it? We got higher than round 20. I think I had to restart my game because of goblins. Got to around like 60 or something. We were set. We were perfect, you know. We were doing good, but due to the vacation up ahead, you know, it's been going well, but it's so hard to, like, stay in the zombies vibe. Like, if you don't give enough attention to it, you just venture off into some other game. Then if you play too much, you venture off into another game, and it's hard keeping balance, because playing with the homies is always fun. Oh wait, there's new goblins. Oh wait, they just appeared. Okay. But it's... I don't know what to do at this point. Like, if I try to run a solo map like Shadows, I would love to do the Easter egg on my own, but it requires 4 people, which I don't have because no one gets on. The Giant, too easy of an Easter egg. Horizon Track, once again, too easy. Now, people would argue, but I've played Horizon Track so much. Zetsubo, I could do it, but I don't want to, like, randomly die, then go through all of that effort. Grodd, it's too difficult. Rev, the Easter egg is okay, but it's not as fun as it normally is. Like, I plan on making a series soon about, like, I have a group of people, we do every singular Easter egg, like Black Ops 1, 2, 3, and up, all the way into, like, Cold War. Then I also plan on making, like, a free-for-all series, or a 1v1 series, whatever. It's like Tim Hansen's, free-for-all. I stole it off of him because it's hard to be creative. It's like, where we go in random maps. The first map we play, we flip a coin. Then, after that, whoever wins gets to choose, you know, the part of the map they're in, the wonder weapon they get. And, you know, basically, I mean, there's no perk limit restrictions, like, we can get the amount of perks we want. But once we get the weapons we like, we're set. We cannot buy any weapons. We can't buy any, perks after that. And, yeah. It'll be fire. Like, I would really love to do this a lot sooner, get the content out, and do that, I guess. I would love to post that content. I would never get sick of it. If there's anything that I would love the most, it would be that. Like, I would just continue making it. I would make it in, like, a vast majority, and it would be one of the first few things that I actually kind of liked doing. Because I haven't been satisfied with my YouTube videos. Like, they're low quality, they're not edited. And I promised my viewer base that I was going to make a tutorial, an updated tutorial on all the Rise and Drag stuff, because my Wolfo video got 1,000 views, which I thought was insane, you know. But like, I want to do it with friends, because it's not as fun when you're doing it alone. Like, you're just sitting there with your controller that you're like, oh my god, I did the Easter egg. Wowzer. Epic. But like, it's so different chilling with friends. Like, if you're to do it with friends, you're like, oh, the boss is attacking, take cover, Resme Road. I'm like, okay, then we did the Easter egg, then we're like, yo, we did it, we did it. We can finally do the next Easter egg. I'm so excited, you know. It's just different vibes, you know. When you're solo, you're like, whoa, I did it, finally. There's not as much hype as doing it as solo. I mean, not a lot of people are just going to say, oh, you're just a bot, you probably can't do it on your own. It's like, it's kind of infuriating and annoying at the same time. But I guess if that's how it's going to be, that's how it's going to be. Like, I don't care if they insult me, I'm a-okay with whatever, like, sometimes I'd fail in solo, which sucks. And like, when you're playing solo, you cannot just cool down, you have to like, click off and watch YouTube for a very long time, just so you could actually get up and do zombies again. It's an infinite loop of that. But when you're with someone else, they're like, oh, well, don't worry, we could do this again. And like, everything turns out to be positive. You know, like, it's... I was trying to do a stream on Twitch, playing with my viewers. None of them wanted to play. That was my goal at trying to make a friend. I just can't, bro. All of my friends never get on it, or they're just cross-platform. If you're seeing this video, you can add me over PlayStation because I play on PlayStation. No, I'm down to play with anyone. Just give me a friend request and I will accept it, and we could play a game or two. Or how many you want. I'm gonna do this for free. Guys, I don't charge anything. I'm not gonna attack you or be harming, I guess. Man, I really do miss the good old Black Ops 3 days. It's crazy how Origins turned 10 years old. 10. Holy hell. 10 years old. It's crazy to think that a lot of these maps, like from here and down, are over 10 years old. Like, it's so hard to believe. Time flies by fast. If you're a child, listen up, bud. Use that, I don't know, imagination of yours. Use it all before you lose it all. That's what a wise person once told me. Well, like, I'm still down to do whatever. I'm willing to play any game as long as it's something I actually am okay with. I don't know necessarily what to say. Like, Black Ops 3 was the perfect game where everyone could go and play zombies. Like, the free map was awesome. Like, still a lot of people play it. 22% play it. You know. And it's still very good. The Easter egg is good. It's not too hard, not too easy. And plus, like, everyone gets together and plays it. Well, like, I still love, like, the older maps, like Shangri-La, you know. No one plays them, though. They just play the simplest maps ever. Like, okay, let's go to Shadows. 22%. I mean, I understand that you don't want to spend money on the game. It's okay. The Giant, 8%. Dreisendrach, 8%. Zetsubo, 1%. Grodd, 0. It's... Like, I understand that you might not want to spend your money on this stuff, but I'm pretty sure the argument here is there's too much buildables. The map is so complicated, it's too big. Like, the only way you're going to get used to it is by playing it. And Varrox and all these other maps, they were meant to be challenging and played. In some ways, I feel like Zombies Chronicles was a mistake. Like, nonetheless, it's awesome bringing all the old maps. But, like, people played all the old maps other than just the newer maps. It's kind of depressing when you think about it. Like, I remember when I was a kid, and I was like, oh, I really love games, like video games. I was like, oh, I can play video games, go outside, have a jolly good time, and do whatever I want. And I was a perfect person. Like, I had perfect sportsmanship. I was A-okay. I didn't cry at games. I didn't get mad when I lost. But now, when I was introduced to the social media, started talking smack and... Like, I remember this vividly. When I was, like, 6, 7... I was playing video games, you know? I'm a pretty young person. I'm 13. I'm very young. So, I was 6 or 7 when games dropped out, like Call of Duty, Black Ops 2, and that stuff. Like, I would run into high levels, they would beat my ass inwards. Then I was like, oh, I'm gonna add them. They seem like very cool. I wanna take lessons from this dude. He's so cool. I aspire to be him. But now it's just like, go take a shower, you loser, you bum fucking bitch. Go get some bitches instead of playing this game, loser. It's like... It's hard to find good people out there. Ever since trash talking was a thing. I mean, it's been a thing for a while or two now, but social media has just gone too far. Cancel culture. These women that sing about stupid shit like sex and... Like, I would love listening to some good old Offspring, the rock band. I thought that was cool with the guitar, like dun 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 dun. Like, it was an awesome thing for all of us, especially when we got that taste of Avenged Sevenfold. Like, everyone would love to hear it. Like, it sounded so awesome with the electric guitar and shit. That's actually what inspired me to play bass, was like all these rock bands. But now it's just replaced with pop, with the talking about sex, women's bodies, penises and shit. It's... Now, like back then, kids used to joke about, like, oh, you're a stinky butt face. it's not even that funny now because at this day and age we're like saying that I'm gonna come on you and shit. It's honestly purely annoying. Like, you get away from me, creep. Now I'm gonna report you for rape. Like, okay. You may take that out of context, but here's the thing. Today at school, you know, I'm in middle school. I'm an orphan in middle school. I was playing football, like in the gym, last class of the day. You know, I'm getting all sweaty and stuff. And then, like, we go up against a team of, like, half boys, half girls. There's teams of 4. And, my gym, my, leader, or my whatever you'd like to call it, he's like, oh, go guard the girls. And I'm like, okay. I don't like guarding women because, women are like super protected at this day and age. The feminists and shit. Like, I was I was very far away from the woman. I was like guarding her from like 10 feet away, 20 feet away, somewhere in between. And she's like, you creep, get away. It's, bruh, I'm like a mile away. And I'm not even guarding you that good. Like, I can guard other people, like boys. I could, like, karate chop them and beat the shit out of them. And they wouldn't necessarily care, but if you were to slightly tap a girl, it would just go downhill. Like, it would get canceled. I guess she would be a victim of rape, assault, murder, whatever. And it's hard to believe that this has all happened all in one clusterfuck. The golden age of gaming was when Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 came out. Like, 1v1 me on Rust. Like, that wasn't necessarily an insult. It was just, I mean, there's still toxicity back then, but it wasn't as high as the levels now. Because, like, I remember in gym one day I was playing basketball, whatever. I'm not saying I'm not racist, but there's like an entire team of black kids. And I'm like, oh shit, I'm fucked. Because, okay. Oh my god. Please don't cancel me or call me a racist. But it's kind of common for kids of that ethnicity to be skilled at basketball. Like, if I'm gonna be honest, they dunked on our asses. We did not stand a chance. Like, our team was trash. It was just... Then they're like, what are you gonna do, white boy? It's like, I understand. A lot, like, almost all of the races except for white people have been under slavery. I understand. I feel bad for them. But no one necessarily cares about the Europeans in 1940. Like, let's take France, for instance. I am part French myself, and that's why I put it on my, emblem color. And, like, it's... You know what the Nazis did to the French? They did a lot of bad things. We put the Nazi flag over the Eiffel Tower. They killed a lot of French people. Killed civilians, tested gas on, they started testing Nova 6, I believe. I honestly forgot what they tested, but it is like some sort of gas for, war. Because, I mean, gas was vaulted in war, or blocked as illegal. And they were still testing to see if they could cue world domination. Okay, now let's take yeah, so it was very fucked. The Germans did a lot of unspeakable things to the Jews. They tested grenades, rocket launchers, weapons on them. They staked them up, then they started shooting them and doing whatever. Kind of like Group 731. It's a Japanese group that did basically the exact same, but to Chinese people. Like, I understand that, the French and the Chinese and the blacks are a whole different thing because the blacks were slaves, and yeah, I understand that, but slavery is worse than death, I agree. But imagine, like, being a French person in 1940, whatever, 1941, whatever, when the Germans invaded the French. Like, they would just go around killing. They were killing the Jews and shit. Like, just being in there. It's unprotected, so you just go in, you get captured by Germans, sent on a train to Auschwitz, to where they run multiple tests on you, gas traps, guns, explosions, explosive weapons, whatever. And it's very bad, like, I still feel bad for the French for today, though people are going like, frog legs, man. I understand that French don't have a racial name because, whatchamacallit, whatever, offensive name to them, because they held slaves of their own. I understand. There's terrible people out there. I understand. It's crazy how the media evolved into this. Like, if I could stop anything in the world, I understand, you could stop Hitler, but, like, here's the thing about world wars. You shouldn't stop them, no matter how bad they were. Because, like, in world wars, or wars in general, countries upgrade their technology and stuff. If there was no wars, they wouldn't have to worry about technology. We would be caveman. We would not have these semi-auto rifles and these automatic machine guns that were powerful. Wars are good, but not good. They're good for advancing in technology. So here, let me give you an example. Back in the Cold War, 1950 to 1990, the Russians, they created missiles and nuclear bombs, hydrogen bombs. The US created colorized TV. Colorized TV is a huge part of the social media right now. Because phones are based off of TVs, as you all know, because they're basically small TVs. Whatever. I've been talking for 33... Holy shit, I didn't know. Yeah, but colorized TV was a huge thing for the US. News, you could watch news, cartoons, whatever. And it would be colorized, so you'd be like, oh my god, this is actually awesome. Because back then they only had black and white TVs made with lead, I believe. Like liquidized lead. So they could, like, create the black and stuff, and then they could remove it without just being stuck there. Like lead, or, solidized lead is. It's like, if the Cold War didn't happen, we wouldn't have hydrogen bombs, weapons. I'm not even sure if half of the automized mobiles, like cars and stuff, like spy planes and submarines, would be a thing. They just didn't, you know. if Russia and the US didn't fight. Now, here's the thing. If that war didn't happen, Ukraine wouldn't be getting attacked right now, and neither would Afghanistan, lost to the Taliban. But, you know, it would still remain communist, because if the US didn't step in and stop communists spreading from Europe, a lot of things could have gone bad. Like, communism could have appeared like all of the world except for like North and South America, which is crazy. And like everyone would have to work all the time. Like it'd be terrible. Like the economy would go down. There would be no freedom in Europe at all. Like then would advance into nuclear warfare at one point. Then the world would be over. Like we wouldn't be able to play these beautiful games that advanced technology has created. We wouldn't be able to watch YouTube, nothing like that. And we're lucky to watch YouTube. So whenever you're mouthing at your mom, you're like, Mom, I want this PlayStation. It's like, bud, you better be grateful for what you have, because there's kids in, like, back in, let's see, 1940, Battle of Moscow. The Russians were so close to losing to the Nazis. Well, winter rolled around, luckily. And you couldn't... They would give, like, guns to 13-year-olds. Like, they would give them to teenagers. Any person that existed. They were like, here's an AK-47, fight, or you're going to the Gulag. And you're probably thinking about the, Warzone Gulag. To kill someone and get out. No. The Gulag is like prison, but worse. There's no food there. They don't even give you food. You have to kill each other for food. And it's terrible. Like, a lot of times in the world, like, even right now, down in Africa, Somalia, they don't have an economy. They don't have anything. They just go around rampaging, stealing other countries' riches, and they steal the boats. They demand high offering for them. That's crazy, bro. Like, the life down there is a lot worse than it is over here. Like, oh my god, I don't have any friends. My life is terrible because I'm depressed because my cat died by a train. I couldn't save it. Loss is a thing to get over. Like, I've lost so much things that the first thing that I lost, or first creature, being, whatever. One of the things that I care about the most. It was a bearded dragon named Yoshi. We didn't have this bearded dragon for all of its life. We only had it for less than half. And, you know, you have to love your pet to take care of them. It was fateful of the day that it happened. I was in the 6th grade when it happened. It was truly one of the saddest things ever. Not if we skip a few moments, even though, like, it was terrible. Like, it's terrible, but there's way worse things happening around the world. So whenever you see your parents, whatever, whoever, just say that you love them, hug them, and thank them for everything that they have ever done for you. You don't know what happened in their life, they know what happened in your life. Like, every little bit of it. I mean, not little, every little bit, but a large amount. They created you, they fed you, they raised you. Then one day, you're just gonna have to... One day, your parents are gonna die. And it's gonna hit you harder than you could ever expect it. So you better, like, love them at the most. Like, I'm going through my teenage years. You know, normally you would just hate your parents for whatever reason. But I don't. I love my parents. Except for my mom sometimes, because she's never with us. She abandons us for reasons I cannot say. And that's the only reason why I don't like my mom. I love my parents though. Like, one day your parents are gonna die, you're gonna get hit pretty hard. Then you're gonna always think about the times that that you despised them, you didn't like them of. Then you're gonna regret that. That's gonna be your top regrets of life. Never attack your parents. Without them, you wouldn't have lived, you wouldn't have existed. So use your time wisely. You could spend it on video games like I do and record videos that probably no one will care about. But I do this for everyone. I don't necessarily like doing this, but I just do it for the people. I don't do it for myself. So even if I were somehow to get monetized by YouTube, it would inspire me to make more videos, but I don't care about the money. If I just... Actually, I kind of do need the money. My dad doesn't have a car. He got in a terrible car crash not too long ago. I could really use the money, but... Money symbolizes greed, and once you get into greed, you cannot step out of it for a hot minute. Like, have you seen, like, jackpot winners? They regretted having their money, because a lot of bad things happened in their life after. Holy shit, I need to drink, my tongue is fucking numb. I learned to love my parents a lot sooner than I did, than you normally would. Because I realized it faster than anyone could think. Like, you gotta love your parents while they're still alive. Because they aren't gonna last forever. Neither are you. So it's best to cherish your time with them. Watch movies, do fun activities. Never make a singular mistake like you probably have with your parents once or twice. Everyone does the same thing. You try to think that you're different by, like, trying to be a rebel, but being a rebel doesn't necessarily mean that you're a rebel. Because let's just say, oh, I don't like my parents, I'm a rebel. Everyone does that, so that means everyone's a rebel, but then that means no one's a rebel. You have to be a rebel. The only way you could be a rebel is by being different than people. And not liking their same opinions, you know? I'm not saying that I am a rebel, but... I like how this turned from the Call of Duty Zombies community into a deep talk. Like, I don't trust anyone to talk with. Like, I don't trust... I'm not even sure if I trust my father, which I really love him a lot. He got me this PlayStation, he got me the power to record these videos and send them out. So I cannot despise him no matter what he does. It's life is a crazy thing to think about. Like, let's just say if you were to like look in the sky, count how much stars there are. You know how much stars there are as much there's more than you can think of. And that's also equivalent to like combinations to children. Cause everyone is 1 in a trillion. Or 1 in 8 billion. Cause there's 8 billion people on this planet Earth. There's half of them are men, half of them are women. And it's different combination is equivalent to different people. Now, you're lucky to exist. Like, if your parents didn't meet up, you wouldn't have existed. Someone else would have existed. You would have a different personality, different face, different everything. There's endless possibilities. Like, you may think, oh, life is about listening music and playing video games. There's more than life to that. There's loss, gain, suffering, success, pain, joy, happiness, sadness, anger. There's a lot of things you do in life. Now, at one point you may hate the world for losing someone you love. But that's the world teaching you to be a better person. Now, people don't realize that once they lose something. Like, I didn't necessarily like the world either. I was like going into a deep sleep, a teensy bit of depression. But I just physically can't go into depression. Because knowing that I exist and I'm happy, it's impossible to go into depression. Now, always cherish all the time you had on this planet Earth. You may not be on it again. So, goodbye. Wish you all farewell. I love all of you. I don't know what else to say. Goodbye.